Good day, Ms. Sharon Angulo. I am Rona de Chavez.
I am Venessa Mendoza.
I'm Rones.
I am Eunice Albarico.
I am Ace Vincent Lawang.
And we are to present our research paper in Compensation and Benefits entitled Assessment of Employee Retention Despite of Low Pay Satisfaction and Inadequate Benefits on Workers Residing in Ambolong, Tanawan City. In most organizations around the world, employee retention has been a huge concern. It is the factors that influence the long-term viability of businesses. Many companies strive to keep their employees for a long time because their contribution is critical to the organization's business goals, effectiveness, and long-term sustainability. Employees are considered as an organization's asset, therefore, their withdrawal from the organization creates a significant gap in the company's operations. Moreover, compensation and benefits is a motivator for employees to be accountable for their work, resulting in a long-term relationship and with the company. In addition to this, fair compensation encourages effective employees to stay with the organization for a longer period of time, and offering generous benefits retains employees and leads to job satisfaction and organizational commitment. Likewise, people with high living costs are increasingly in need of higher wages to secure their future and meet their daily necessities. Furthermore, if employees perceive they are underpaid, they will acquire an emotional state of dissatisfaction, and this emotional inconsistency will deepen and accumulate over time, making employees uncomfortable and dissatisfied with their job. Since employee retention issues have become critical, therefore, this study intends to reverse the emphasis of why employees from the various industries leave and instead ask why do they stay despite low pay and inadequate benefits. This question is considered as a critical one because it measures how employees respond and focus on the other reason instead of the dissatisfaction and remuneration that barely meets minimum wage, burden of facing challenging working conditions, and few opportunities for career advancement. The findings of this paper are intended to help the researchers to better understand the retention in low-paid occupational groups in general, as well as to inform policy and strategy responses to low retention in the Philippines. This paper seeks to answer the following questions. For the question number 1, what is the profile of the interviewee in terms of position, duties and responsibilities, and length of service? For the question number 2, how does the interviewee assess the retention despite of the following? 1. Low compensation and salary, and inadequate benefits. For the question number 3, based on the findings of the assessment, and as a human resource practitioner, what are the recommended courses of action for the different organizations applying the laws discussed in the compensation subject? For the methodology of this study, the respondents of the study were individuals who are currently employed and residing in Ambolong, Tanawan City, Batangas. The researchers conducted a face-to-face interview in 5 employees from different industries in order to obtain information needed in this paper. Their classifications of industries help the interviewee to gather a larger scope of different perceptions about the topic. It also helps them to create stratified, well-presented, and unbiased opinions from the respondents. Researchers use audio recording and online interview through social media platforms enabled to collect information needed for this paper.
The respondents came from different workplaces within Batangas and Laguna. They are all part of private institutions and represent the 4 sectors: bank, education, information technology related, and manufacturing. A total of 5 employed individuals in 4 different sectors were the interviewee of this paper. Respondents from bank industry is employed as bookkeeper, from education industry is employed as a teacher in private institution. The information technology related were employed as an encoder, and the respondents from manufacturing sector were employed as a spray painter, associate, and production operator. 2 of the interviewee are professionals from education and bank industry. Majority of the interviewee have stayed in their job at 6 to less than 9 years. These are the employee from education sector, which stayed as a private teacher in 7 years, while the employee from manufacturing industry stayed for 9 years. Less than a year to 6 years length of stay in the job received a same number of employees from bank, IT-related, and manufacturing industry. According to the respondents' assessment on their compensation and benefits, they are not satisfied with the amount of salary and perks received render to their work. As for their personal evaluation, their salary is insufficient to cover their daily needs, expenses, food, and allowances, especially when they have a family to support in this time of pandemic. Due to their trajectory, respondents believe that it is one of the determinants of why they have low take-home pay. It includes the type of their sector and management where they are affiliated. It is evident that their expenses as an employee in the private sector and in an agency contributed on their dissatisfaction. Aside from organization forces, external environment also affect their assessment on their satisfaction level. Respondents tend to compare their salary not just on the other employees within the organization, but also to the individuals employed in different organizations and sectors. While others agree that they have inadequate benefits compared to other employees for the benefits only subject for a specific employee or season. The employee from an agency experienced poor benefits. He mentioned that the agency doesn't give bonuses for monthly and yearly perfect attendance, 13-month pay, and the health card has low coverage, and instead of enjoying the benefit as an employee, they have to pay for their uniforms. While the respondents from the educational institution revealed that their benefits is consistent as it will stop when the vacation is approached. Consequently, an employee from bank industry contradict for she receive a good amount of benefits. But despite of having these great offers in terms of benefits, it is undeniable that the salary they receive doesn't complement their workloads and span of control. Instead of benefits patching her dissatisfaction on her salary, it influences her perception. The level of employees' pay satisfaction affect how they view the work environment, and the whole organization. Satisfaction on compensation and benefits is deriving from internal and external assessment. They tend to criticize the whole organization as they're experiencing to have a low compensation and benefits that should support them and their family. They are aware that the benefits they are receiving are just bare minimum and is basic right for them to have in render to their work. It also revealed that they are not just aware but also they are expecting more. These benefits that they are expecting is based on their comparison with the other employee from different organization and institution. The expected also benefits would respond to their commodities like daily needs, expenses, food, and allowances. Consistency of the benefits that they have received is also a concern, especially to the employee from education industry. While the situation of bank industry reveals that the balance between salary and compensation is an alarm for the organization to focus on too. This situation in terms of remuneration doesn't just affect the employees but also the organization itself. For employees' performance in organization, influenced by their dissatisfaction, and as a result, the organization will suffer.
So now, let's move on the analysis of factors of employee retention. We may all agree that monetary gains have a significant contribution for retaining employees. This implies that when employees are well paid and taken care of, the more they want to be retained in the company. And when employees receive fair compensation, they are less likely to seek employment outside of the organization. But in this case, the gathered data shows that despite of low compensation and inadequate benefits, the respondents stayed in their job. It verifies that monetary compensation is contributing factor for decision to exit of an employee, but there are hidden and deep reasons why employees choose to stay. This includes the personal, economical, and social factors. First, personal factor. Employees from education industry and manufacturing industry stay at their work for some individual or personal reason. They remain at their job despite of low compensation and inadequate benefits. The elementary teacher mentioned that she stayed in her industry because teaching is her passion. She likes teaching and sharing knowledge for students' group. She set aside her dissatisfaction and continues teaching. She also added that she is not yet let passer, so she cannot consider leaving the organization. And as a teacher, for her, compensation and benefit is not a main concern. While the employee from manufacturing industry, working as spray paint associate, stated that upon receiving low compensation and benefits, he chose to stay and work for the agency because he believed that it is hard to find a job. Despite of the low compensation and benefits, he gave his best to properly perform his job, and as a return for his perseverance, the company observed him as a regular employee for almost 4 years. It is evident that the respondents' intrinsic motivation influences their attitudes towards work. Also, finding a job and having a certain professional advantages is considered by the participants. They focus instead on fulfilling their passion, professional growth, and career development. It is used by the respondents as a stimulus to perform and contribute well on the organization. This paper also reveals that these two respondents, with personal reason, stayed for a long period in the organization. They remained at their work for 7 and 9 years. It is evident also that development opportunities contribute to employee retention. Employees benefited by experiencing greater satisfaction about their ability to achieve results on the job and taking responsibility for their career. Second is economical factor. We all know that financial difficulty is one of the reasons why individual finds a job. But instead of leaving the job because of low compensation and inadequate benefits, they choose to stay. Individuals seek employment not just for them, but also to support their family, to pay bills, and to buy commodities. However, participants of this paper choose to stay because their basic goal is to earn money. And this small amount of money support their family needs. Also, the employee from IT-related industry mentioned that they consider staying in the organization to prepare and save for their business. Based on the data gathered, the respondents consider their financial situation. They remain in their job because of the thought that it's sustaining their basic needs. They have confidence and contentment on the current path in the organization. They keep on holding on the notion of leaving the organization as a financial burden for them. So they stick around and hope for the betterment. Consequently, staying also in a job is an opportunity to prepare and save for their future plans. This is evident that employees' financial reason for staying in a job is a critical one for the organization. They might stay for now because it sustains them financially, but there's a part of them that seeks for better opportunities. This paper also supported that the 3 employees with economical reasons stayed in the job about 1 to 3 years. This amount of time is where the employees commonly reflects for their family situation and establish other opportunities outside of the organization. Lastly, social factor. Social factor or relationship factor includes respect for authorities, collaboration at work, and good interpersonal relationship with coworkers. Surprisingly, despite of low compensation and inadequate benefits, the respondents from the manufacturing industry still find it worth to stay because of the people around her and the work environment she has. This employee tends to value respect and the relationship within the organization. As a result, in this paper, socialization is considered as a contributing factor in employee retention. This may affect the company in a positive and negative way. Workers who have good relationship will help bring success to everyone and to the organization. On the other hand, employee with negative social impact may contribute an employee withdrawal. It is also evident that the employee who are new or who are staying in the organization for a short period of time really value relationship. This paper reveals that having a good organizational relationship in a positive environment increases the retention of employee. Workers' bond and collaboration is an important factor that the employer should consider in retaining talented employee because the rate of company's turnover is also a measurement of how company builds the rapport within the organization.
For the conclusion of the study, workers strongly attributed their retention on the following reasons: individual or personal reason. It includes their passion, difficulty to find a job, and career development. Also, we have the economical reason. It includes their goal of earning money to financial resources and save for better opportunities. Lastly, we have the social reason. It includes the workplace relationship and the environment. The researchers also concluded that company management should understand the needs of the employees and try to implement effective retention strategies to retain them. In addition, employee dissatisfaction and the compensation and benefits should prioritize initially. Also, workers have different needs, sentiments, and reasons for staying. Lastly, employers should look at the employee retention or maintenance strategies as long-term investments.
Employee retention strategies for pay satisfaction. Address employee dissatisfaction. Offer competitive compensation and implement plans. Establish clear performance metrics and pay strategies. Offer opportunity for promotion or increase in pay. Improve and offer an array of benefits which can help raise employees' job satisfaction and their basic commodities. Increase rewards tied to tenure. Clearly communicate to the employees. Create developmental opportunities. Employers should have an open and honest discussion about their pay. Other non-financial employee retention strategies of the management. Focus on employee engagement. Give employees huge opportunities to continually update their skills. Recognize employees' achievement and performance. Create a positive work environment and relationship. Build an effective employee engagement. Refocus on the factors that affect retention. Improve organizational culture. Monitor turnover rate as important factor in policy formulation. Award reward on merit basis and promotion and seniority. Establish training and retaining opportunities.
This ends our presentation for today. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.